Hey, Hillside. Well, I missed you on Sunday, but I was off having a great time putting my body through great pain and suffering and exhaustion. But it was great, and I'll tell you why. So, if you didn't hear, I ran the California International Marathon on Sunday, and I set a personal record or crushed my personal record and ran a Boston qualifying time, which is a big achievement in the world of marathon running, of 3 hours, 24 minutes, and 1 second. So I ran this, and I was talking to my mom afterward and talking about, this was a pace that, I don't do my training runs at. You go out and you're leaving it all out there. So you're going really hard, and you can't do it without the people around you and all the hype. And I was telling my mom about the people on the side of the streets. All these people come out and they line the streets, and some of them are people's family. Some of them aren't. I don't know, just people that come out from the community. And they're cheering and they have signs, and they really make such a big difference. Even the ones who don't know you, they're cheering on you. Just pretend like everyone is your family or whatever, and they hold these signs up, and some of the best ones are people that hold signs like, "You can do this, random stranger," or "I'm here for you, random stranger," and cute kids holding signs that have like something interactive that are like, "Press here for a power up" or for a speed boost. And it's funny how you go up and you tap their sign, and they get all excited because you tap their sign when you ran by, and you see their excitement, and you get kind of a boost, and you really do get a boost from it. Or people with really funny signs, like, you think you're tired? I've been holding this sign, or my arms hurt from holding this sign, or I trained months to hold this sign. One about 6 miles in, somebody held a sign that said "halfway there," and then a gal next to him held a sign that pointed at him and said "bad at math." And it's like brutal, but it makes you smile, it makes you laugh, and gives you energy to keep going. And so all these people cheering you on, they really make such a big difference, and you don't necessarily think about it, or they might not even know how big of a difference they're making, but they're helping thousands of people achieve their goals. And my mom pointed out to me, she's like, "That's like your cloud of witnesses." She's like, "There's a sermon in this." So here I am for that little sermonette. And so Hebrews 12:1, what she was referencing there, says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God." So we're surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses. That's each other, right? And the believers that came before us, and Jesus, who endured so much, right? They could do it. So they're spurring us on in our faith and in our journey and whatever difficulties we're going through, to run the race. So lay off all the weight, the stress, the anxiety, the pressure that I put on myself to, run the goal time or beat my personal best. But all those people are out there, and you forget about the pressure of it, and you just focus on that. Focus on the feet, focus on your music and the people cheering you on, right? Laying off the weight and just running and looking to the finish line, right? Looking there. That was what the whole time I was thinking, I am in pain. My hips hurt. But you know what? You just keep going. And because you're thinking about the finish and keeping an eye on that. And, even especially when I really could see the finish, I was already exhausted. You're leaving it all out there, and I turned, and the last straightaway, you see the finish line and you see the timer ticking up, and I thought, I have 30 seconds to make it in the next whatever minute mark, and you just kick it into gear. You have your eyes on the finish, man. You can do anything. I ran harder than I've ever run in my life in those last 30 seconds, and because you have your eye on the prize. And that's even Jesus. It says in these verses that he endured the cross, or for the joy that was set before him, endured the cross. So great suffering. Now, I'm not going to equate my suffering to what he was on the cross. That was greater suffering. But the idea of the whole time you're thinking, my hips hurt, I'm tired, it's chilly out here, whatever, but you're enduring it, because when you cross and realize what you've achieved, the joy, the pure elation of achievement, you're like, that was worth it. And same idea. is salvation, eternal life, is worth whatever we have to endure in this life. It's worth it for that day of salvation. And then Paul, or the writer of Hebrews, thought to be Paul, goes into saying, therefore, do not grow weary. And my favorite is then in verse 12, it says, therefore, lift your drooping hands and strengthen your weak knees. Trust me, my knees felt weak. And make straight paths for your feet so that what is lame may not be put out of joint, but rather be healed. So, knowing that you have these believers helping you, encouraging you, those who came before you and endured so much, lift your drooping hands, strengthen your weak knees, and power on. Keep your eyes on the finish, because that joy is going to be so much better than whatever pain that we go through right now. And that's all I have for you today, Hillside. See you next time.